All right, so we're back with another episode of Cheapskate Parts. Now you gotta understand, cheapskate parts are not about the disc. It's about using inexpensive shit to achieve your goals. But in the event the inexpensive shit is really not worth you spending the inexpensive money on, you find out from, of course, my nephew. Thanks for donating the Cheapskate Parts series. He sponsors the Cheapskate Parts series, so you know, we're gonna let you see different shit that's out there that's inexpensive to install on your car, but then we're actually trying to find out, is the shit worth it for you to install on your car?
You should use cheap performance parts though. It's cheap.
No, this is the Cheapskate series.
But not performance parts though.
These are not performance parts.
All right.
They're parts. Well, actually, he actually bought stickers. He bought stickers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't do the boil exhaust, so that wasn't part of Cheapskate, and that's not a Cheapskate part. But these stickers are. And today, what we're doing again, our fucking fog light tent again. So we're gonna rush through that. But what is new that we will be doing is we will be handling this so-called blackout shit. All right, it's funny because we're not deleting this shit, we're just covering it up. All right, so there are other ways to make this happen. These chrome delete stickers that he got, and we're going to be covering up this chrome to black it out, make it look like so. And then after that, we're going to be using more tent-like stickers to basically smoke these, to me, the cheap way, because you could smoke them, like really get them smoked. Like take them to a paint and auto body guy, put a little black in that clear, and tint them up the right way, like I did my tail lights. But we're gonna try this way, and I'm gonna let you know, is it worth it for you to do, and how the process is, and how pain in the ass if it is, and if, you know, all that good shit. So roll the intro, let's get into this shit. Now what he's doing is he's going to clean the fog lights, and he's going to clay the fog lights, getting any debris off of there that could potentially rip the tent when I go to heat it, smooth it and stretch it. If you don't do that, there are a lot of things that could get on there while you're driving because it's in the front of the vehicle. And then when you go to try to apply this film, technically you'd rip it open and then it'd look like trash, or you get a bunch of debris behind the tent and it still will look like ass. So don't do that. No ass cheap jobs. Only thing worse than cheap ass is cheap, raunchy, dirty ass, which is what that can become. Cheap, raunchy, dirty ass. Oh, and by the way, this is the first time I've actually seen the wheels since he got them put on. He got the wheels on, you know. Yes, I am Wolfpack Performance, but doesn't mean he has to buy all the parts from me. He bought them from somebody else, good deal. How much you end up paying for these wheels and tires?
$1,200.
$1,200 for complete wheels and tires. What do we got here? We got 6-spoke Advan or Avid ones with some Federal Wrap tires. $1,200 for everything. Think about that shit. I spent $1,200 on one rim, no tire, just one rim, $1,200. So you still look good without spending obscene amounts of money. But if you want the custom shit, you got to pay a custom price. Just goes with the nature. All right, so prying tools, always important. Don't use metal on plastic. I know it happens sometimes, but try to avoid it. This is a little bit different than, what was that, a 2020 we did, the white Civic? 2020 Civic we did. There was a bit more of a gap in the fog light housing area, so I was able to not have to remove this and push the film back in here, but there's little to no gap. It is pube hair tight. So I'm gonna have to remove this panel, or try to remove this panel, because I've never removed them before. And I got my pry tool and we'll work it. And then from there, you're not gonna wash your truck right now, baby.
I'm taking it.
Okay. And then remove the panel and install the film over that, and then reinstall the panel. So that's what we're about to get into. So in order to remove this grill, you have several clips there, and then what Honda did is they went and put a booger in here and put another clip here to retain that in, so if you don't remove that, you will break it. Now we're in here and it's time to go ahead and do this fog light, which actually should be better because now that I can use the whole film and push it all over, I can put that cover over there and just seal it back. It should be a lot seamlessly looking. So we're about to get to that right now and get this done. I thought the fog light process on this one just gonna be streamlined like the last one, but it's not because it's a tad different. So bear with us. Right, since I've done this before, got the tools that we need to get this on. You're gonna need a heat gun. You're gonna need a spray bottle mixed with, I'm talking about a pinch, a very small pinch, almost half of a drop of Dawn or Ajax, something that doesn't leave behind a greasy film. Get you one of these sponges right here and put a piece of tape over it so it doesn't rip into the material. Be very careful with that. And then we'll start working this film on here. He right now is getting the knife ready because you need a knife so you can cut it. Make sure you use a fresh blade and also cut them into pieces. That way you don't have to have all the pieces exposed when you... What the fuck is going on? What? Why? You having trouble with what? I said put a new blade in the knife. Don't tell me you don't know how to get the knife open. We'll be back. Yellow fog tinted in. Now we're finna get ready to reverse the car and start on the actual tail light tint kit, hoping that that kit is a little bit better. This one was not as good as the other kit we did because they made the film thinner. You can go ahead and turn around. Y'all move out the way, he's gonna turn around. They made the film thinner so it was easier going around that curvature surface, versus this one they made the film thicker so it definitely doesn't want to curve as much and give. So a couple of little minor creases in there. I don't like it. Definitely not show quality to me, but you're just gonna put them on ride and have yellow lights. It works. About to do these reverse lights, so what he's gonna do is clean them, clay them, get all that debris and stuff off, and then we'll go ahead and put the tint on them. He'll pop the trunk. The outline is already kind of tinted, kind of blackish, so that gives us like an edge to work with versus it being completely clear. But they're really not cut to the perfect shape or even close to perfect. So you end up trying to split as much as you can. Thank God you have this black border that Honda has on these rear reverse. So you're trying to split this tint as much as you can. Try not to have any show through or any bleed through, but it's as close as it's gonna get. I've took this thing off how many times, baby?
Like over 100.
Yeah, like 100 times. So that's where we're gonna be sitting. So I'm finna get ready to put the spray on it, put the heat gun on it, seal it. Reverse is tinted on this side. We still got to do that side. Then we move on to what they call chrome deletes, but it's really just chrome blackout stickers. We're gonna black this out, get rid of that chrome there. It's pretty much the only chrome that you see on the vehicle right there, so it kind of goes against his mise-en-scènes of what he has: blacked out wheels, tinted portions. That chrome really sticks out. It's not that great, so we need to do something with that. Now technically what you would do is those pieces, but if you couldn't do that, then you would take them into a shop and get them to chemically do something to them, or you might even have them painted by an auto body shop matte black or satin black, clear them, and then that way it's something that is bonded. It makes it permanent kind of, but you know, at least with these, I guess if you wanted to have the chrome re-exposed, he could just peel it and the chrome would be there. I don't know why he would do that unless he was taking it back to the dealership, but not even they would give a fuck on a trade-in because it would look good all together, but it is what it is. So we're gonna get that rear reverse done on the driver's side, and then we're gonna move to this section.
Oh, the trunk?
Nah, so reverse are blacked out. right there. You can see, or you can't see, which is the point. They're blacked out, so you really don't see them that well tinted up. But as you get close, there you go. And it just gives it a more complete look versus having that clear and chrome housing. So how do you feel so far? Yes.
I love it.
Yes. This man's literally had 3 Civics in a year. Like,
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
3 Civics in
3
a year.
Civics in a year. Not because they broke down, but
Personal problems.
yeah, he broke them.
Don't blame it on me.
Now let's move to this shit, which is totally new. The last process, we're moving to this shit. This is a totally new process, because I'm pretty sure I'm thinking that we're not doing a lot of water and squeegeing. This is probably going to be something else. So first rule of thumb, I'm thinking we're going to go through, clean this up, denature alcohol to remove any kind of residue, and it dries clean. And then what we're going to do is check out the instructions beyond that, because I know those are pretty general steps to take anytime you have some type of adhesive. Clean it well, denatured alcohol dries without a film, and usually adhesive sticks pretty well to surfaces after you use denatured alcohol. But then we'll further check out the instructions and see if there are any additional information on that. And then we're just going to get to this and get this done. Hopefully that doesn't take too long, and then we'll wrap up these 3 portions that we set out to do on this vehicle. We go with the vinyls. What we're going to do is I'm going to start from the curvature end, because once I start on this end, I'm going to work my way back, covering up the strip of chrome, and at least this side is pretty flat if I need to cut this off because it's longer than it should be. Cutting a flat piece is a lot easier than cutting the piece that has some type of curvature to it or some type of different edge to it. Same as when we come here, we will start from this point, covering up the material, go all the way over to this point because it is the flat edge, and then that way I have to cut it. It's easier to cut a flat edge than cut this shape out. That would be ridiculous. It's just making it hard on yourself for no damn reason. So start with this tip, start from sharp tip to sharp tip, working your way back to the flat section. And if you need to, if I need to, I'll cut, and hopefully that'll be it. Now I want to cut as close as I can to that piece, so that black end cap piece, which is right here, you can see it right there. So you got a little forgiveness, and what you probably want to do is you don't want to cut beyond that. What you probably do is just go ahead and get the vinyl till you can see that crease, and then take a sharp new blade and cut right down that straight edge that it's giving you, and then it should mesh up. You shouldn't have any chrome, if at all, showing there. So what he's gonna do is he's gonna get ready to wash the vehicle, wash the section we're gonna do. Then we're gonna get some denatured alcohol on a terry cloth rag, wipe it down with that, making sure we don't get it all over the paint so it dries clean, and we're off to the vinyl races. All right, so he's actually going to clay this as well. We're gonna take the same process as we used on the lenses, and this just helps us to further get any deeper debris that the regular wash didn't get before we apply the denatured alcohol. Just go ahead and clay the surface to try to get as much of that imperfection out of there, or as much as that dirt and debris out of there, because any imperfection that you have that's in this paint, you really need to do a sanding process. We're not trying to get into that, especially on these. We're not going to sand these, and plus you have to remember there's a plastic coating over these to protect that chrome. You'd screw yourself, basically, literally, you screw yourself. Just trying to let you know, you'd fuck up your whole day in your car. Don't do it. So far, we got this done. And I'm gonna say it's done, but I think there are better ways. I think this way is a little bit more tedious to deal with. But we're gonna go ahead and get this side, full side done. Overall, the blackout looks better, period. You can already see. We're gonna let you all see what it looks like when we get the full one done, but it does look better. I just think possibly there are better ways to do this without using this. Here we go, completely installed. This kit is a pain in the ass, I can tell you that. Now, there are some things that you need to know if you're gonna buy this type of vinyl kit that's supposedly pre-cut. Now, while doing this, I did realize another alternative option aside from getting these painted. You can go to a real vinyl wrap shop and let them wrap these for you, okay? Because then they're using a wrap that's not pre-molded, and they can actually mold and cut exactly to what you have, and you will end up with a better, not only better material, better adhesive, and a better cut overall. Now, yes, how much did this cost you? 40 bucks for the whole kit. Now, this was 40 bucks for this whole kit. At this point, 40 bucks, I'm gonna say I would have rather applied that 40 bucks to a vinyl wrap, because I think a vinyl wrap shop probably would have charged maybe 200. Another $160, you probably get you get a far better job, far better material, far better fitment. As you can see here, some of it does not want to fully tuck or lay in there. Putting the heat gun on this material right here, well, it doesn't really hold up great to heat. A little minor shine through the chrome there, not being able to get a good cut. And then they cheated us back here in this section. We had to split, not showing chrome down here to give a little chrome up here. But overall, for 40 bucks, if you're gonna be cool with it, it's cool. I think I'm gonna give this shit maybe a good month and a half in the cold season before it completely starts lifting. I think that's what's gonna happen. What do you say?
If it starts lifting, I'm just gonna go ahead and go to the tent shop.
The vinyl wrap shop. I will send him to RDE Customs, and RDE Customs, they even do spray paint wrap, so they can completely tape off all the rubber and paint wrap this whole section, and this shit will be flawless then, because paint wrap is going to get on all those cracks and crevices versus the film type wrap. So that's my piece on the cheap escape section. We're going to do the other side, and then we've wrapped this up. I think we've been out here overall. Oh, we'll show you the other pieces right here. Concluding, yellow fog's done. Then we also smoked the reverse. All right, so that's done. Overall, aesthetically, I think this is a good idea. I think this gives the car a much more aggressive, complete look. I do agree on that. So get started. You know what I always say? Just build it. This shit's coming, y'all. Shit's coming. It's multicolored like a motherfucker right now, though.